Woo! It's a windy one today. I'm back up here in Seattle on the boat. I got in late last night, and it is not as windy as it was that one morning when I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and gave you a recap. It's nothing like that. It's just fairly windy, and it's wind out of the south, so we got fenders groaning against the side of the dock out here and so forth. But I have only got 2 weeks up here. The last time I was up here for like 5, I think, or something like that. I was up here for quite a while. Anyway, I got a fair amount of things that I want to really get finished up this time around. So I'll give you an update on what we're planning on doing, and then we'll do that. Okay, first things first. Obviously, I've changed my shirt. You noticed that, right? You would have noticed that it was red a minute ago and blue now. It's actually well on into the week. I've been up here for a week, and I had filmed a bunch of stuff, and it was boring. I threw it all away, and I'm starting over. So let me just tell you what we're working on. We're working on the lower helm station, and my goal is to just get it a little more suited for navigating the boat from down here. I'm putting a small version of the same chart plotter that I have up top down here. I've got it installed, but I think it was boring installing it. I'll just show it to you. It's here, and I'll show it to you. Okay, so there it is. It's here. It's all wired up. It's hooked to a switch, and here was the deal. I'll just explain briefly what I was trying to do, and I haven't really got it done yet. But I was talking to the guys at Simrad about this, and they said, yeah, if you already have one, upper and lower helm, what you can do is you can run one of the NEMA 2000 cables between the two and an Ethernet cable as well, and then they'll both be able to share and update each other with tracks and all the external devices and so forth. So that's my plan, and I actually have got the cabling there. I have it underneath the helm station here right now, just coiled up, because right over here on the side, and let's just see if you can see this from here. You probably can't, so let's turn the camera just a smidge. So this area right here is a cable chase, I'll call it. This panel comes off. The intercom phone here comes off, and in there goes all the cables from the lower helm to the upper helm. And in addition to the cables, there is the control cables for the throttle and the transmission that are up top, and some hard hydraulic lines for the steering between up here and down, up there and down here. So there's a lot of stuff in there and very little room. So I'm holding off because I've got one other thing I'm going to do, and I kind of am going to attack that cabling all at once. So here's the other thing I'm going to do. I have ordered some cameras. So I was kind of studying the situation here and going, okay, when I'm docking by myself, obviously I've talked about putting a stern thruster on here, but I'm standing at the helm station right now, and I'm looking out of the window here, and I can see the dock from here. In fact, I'm going to spin you around and show you what I'm talking about. So hold on, strap in, here we go. Okay, so you are seeing basically my sight line out of the side of the window right here. And you can see the dock out there, but you cannot see where our boat makes contact with the dock, right? We can see the other boat. If we were docking that boat, we'd be in great shape, but no, we're docking the one we're standing on. The idea is you have two people, and you have one person out on the side of the boat saying, you're about a foot away, you're 2 feet away, you're 3 feet away, you're gonna crash, whatever. And I don't have that. the dog has not learned to speak yet, and I don't think she's going to be much help in a docking situation. So what I am going to install is some cameras. Now, I didn't invent this idea. There are marine camera systems that are put together for this very reason. I was watching a guy single-handedly dock like a 70-foot boat, and he was relying on cameras that were mounted back in the back of the boat, up high, looking down the side of the boat. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put a camera on the back on either side, looking forward along the side of the boat, so that as I'm coming into dock, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put a monitor down here on the lower helm, and I'm going to put one up on the upper helm. I bought 4 cameras as part of this system, and so 2 are going to be looking down the sides. One of them will be looking straight out the back for when we're underway and we're needing to see out the back, because from in here, obviously, I cannot see anything straight back behind me. I literally have no visibility. I can see, if we were to do an angle, I can see maybe around till, 60 degrees maybe back on either side. But that big pie shape in the middle is completely blind to me. From down here and from up top, it's also pretty, I'd be able to see way behind me, but not right behind me. So I'm going to put a camera facing straight back. So when I'm backing out of the slip, I can make sure I'm not going to run into anybody. When I'm going down the channel, I can make sure if I'm towing a dinghy, it's still with me, things like that. And the 4th camera is going to go down in the engine room. So when we're underway, we can keep an eye on the engines. And if, something starts to happen, we'll be able to see it. So I've ordered the cameras. And I've ordered the monitors. I had to get the monitors from a separate company that I got the cameras from, because the camera guys didn't sell the monitors. But I didn't want to have them in the chart plotters, because obviously this little one down here is only a 9-inch one, and I think real estate's going to be at a premium there. So I'm going with a dedicated display for them, and I've ordered a control unit that comes with them that's a little rotary knob thing that lets you like split your display into 4. So all 4 cameras could be on the screen at one time, or you could split it in 2, so I could see maybe the one side and out the back, or whatever, or going down the road, I could see the one out the back in the engine room at the same time. Or I could just put one on for when I'm, say, docking and I really want to pay a close, watch that side really close. So those are in transit, and I don't think I'm going to get them in time to get them in here. So, but when I do, then I really got to figure out what I'm going to do about all this cabling in this cable chase. So that's why I didn't mess around too much with hooking the chart plotter up or worrying about it, because I was like, well, when I have to do that, I only want to do it once. I think I've pretty much got my anchor windlass done, except I just need to put a terminal on the one white wire that goes up to the front there and hook that up, and then I'm pretty sure my switch is going to work, and that'll be all fine. And that pretty much brings me up to the point where I'm kind of done with projects that I was in the process of doing here. So what else is on the docket? All right, well, here's something totally random and out of the blue for you. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but up at the marina office, there is one of those little take one, leave one free libraries. I'm about to go visit that thing because I have 3 books by national best-selling author Stephen Baxter. Okay, so they're titled Iron Winter, Bronze Summer, Stone Spring. Right? I don't know what it is about these 3 books, but I hated them. I bought all 3 of them all at once in the bookstore because I hate, getting into a series of books, and then, you finish one and you're ready to pick up the second one and you don't have it and you have to wait and it hasn't been published and whatever. So I saw all 3 of these. I bought all 3 of these. Wow. I don't know. They just didn't do anything for me. So I am going to take all 3 of them. up there and put them in the little library. And I can't even remember which one comes first in the series, because I thought what would be funny to do would be to put a little note in the last one and just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made you read these, because you did the same thing I did. You thought, oh, there's 3, I'll grab them all and read the whole series. Maybe the next person who picks these up will love them, and they'll be like, wow. No, they won't. Anyway, let's go put these in the free library. So one thing that was on the docket was getting rid of those books. I wrote a little note in the back of the third of the books, and I said, I'm sorry. I should have said, I'm sorry that you read all 3 of these books, but I just said, I'm sorry, I didn't enjoy these. Here you go. So it'll be interesting to see if somebody picks up all 3 of those and does the same thing I did, which is, I better take all 3 at the same time. I have created a spreadsheet with all of the to-do item things on it, big, little, major, minor, all that kind of thing. And so I'm working through that right now. I have got a few things on there that are kind of what I'm calling on weather hold, waiting for good weather, like, sealing up a little better around my anchor switches. And I've got that one hatch up front that leaks a little bit. I got to figure that out, and my gel coat at the back. But I've got some more things I can do inside here, so I'm going to continue on, do a few of those, and see if we can't make this a productive week. All right, well, there's our monitor. The monitor showed up, the cameras have not. So I don't have this bolted down or anything yet. We can move it around, but basically that's going to be the cameras. That's the chart plotter, and there we go. So I think this will be all right.